If I would have stayed at my 9 to 5, this would have happened. But before I share with you what would have happened, I am 46 years old. I left my 9 to 5 almost 4 years ago. Best decision ever. Best move ever. I'm making way more money than what I ever had when I was working my 9 to 5. But that's not the point. The point is, what would have did if you would have kept your 9 to 5? Okay, this is what I would have did to keep my 9 to 5. From the field that I am in, was a CDL driver. I would have been still in debt. I would have still had my wife car note, my truck note, my boat note. I'd have still been in debt. I'd have still been struggling paycheck to paycheck. I'd have been coming into my house unhappy, unsettled, stressed, causing a ruckus in my home. All those things could have happened. And I'm going to share some more pointers what I could have did to better myself at my 9 to 5. First, if my mindset was stuck on my 9 to 5, I would have said, man, I would have been like, I'm on top of my 9 to 5. I would have been one of the high ranking people up there. I would have been in corporate. I would have definitely been in corporate because I'm a businessman. I have that mentality of an entrepreneur. I would have figured out ways how to help the company. I would have figured out ways how to save money. I would have been so good, they would have called me a butt kisser. Because I would have kept everything intact, not be lazy. Because when you get to your 9 to 5 and you live in paycheck to paycheck, you don't care. You just want to make a check. You want to go home. So if things that you do forget that's in your job description, so what? You're making a check. There was a guy that worked at our job. He said, I'm just passing through. I'm here to make my first couple checks. I'm out. I already found something better. I'm just passing this job through. You got people like that. But me, if I would have stayed at my 9 to 5, I'd have been on top. I'd have said, hey, I'm doing this. I would have climbed up the career ladder. I would have been at corporate. But these are the things that I would have had to sacrifice going to corporate. I would have had to sacrifice me coming in the house angry all the time. I would have had to sacrifice my wife not happy because I'm coming in. My kids are not happy because I'm not able to go to their birthdays. I would have missed birthday parties when I should have been at work, or when I had to be at work on that Saturday or Sunday. I would have missed birthdays. I would have went up the career ladder, missing birthdays. Probably would have got, I ain't going to say that D word, but probably would have went into a bad situation with my family and my wife. It would have been bad. I would have put my career first. I'd have been up the career ladder. I'd have made like $120,000 to $150,000 a year. I wouldn't have been in a CDL. I'd have been taking control. I would have been a lead man. I'd have been a supervisor, and up to a supervisor, I would have been a corporate manager. That was my goal if I would have stayed, because I had the knowledge. And then I would have said, man, I'm doing everything by the T. I'm going to even do things better. I'm even make it to where my boss say, hey, you're doing a good job every day. I will even make it to where my boss will be talking to me about corporate to go up the career ladder. Like, hey, Brother Rains is the perfect fit to get this position. But I also would have had to move. I would have had to leave my town where my wife's family's from. I would have had to go back to my old town, the city that I left, just to get out of the bad mess. I left that city because I was in a predicament. I was in a bind. I said, I don't never want to come back here. I'll come visit because this is my home, but I don't never want to come back to this old baggage. I would have went back to that old baggage, and then I would have said, I would have been, my mindset would have been just to keep climbing. I wouldn't have worried about nobody around me, but just to climb the corporate ladder. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't even bless people that are out in the streets. I wouldn't even say, hey, here go $20. I would have kept it, and I would have said, let's grow, let's grow, let's grow. I'm making this money. I'm finna get ready to buy my next truck because my job, my 9 to 5 is funding it. Yeah, I would have traded this truck in to get a better truck. So I would have been in more of that. Okay? These are the things I would have did. But I would have been up the career ladder. But would that would have made me happy? No. It would have made me more Miserable. Well, but you got a business now. You make career ladders. Yeah, I do, but I'm happy though, because I can control my destiny. I can control my schedule. I can control when I go to my daughter's birthday party, to her assembly at school, to her school programs, to the parents teacher conference. I can control all of that. I can control my wealth. I'm not limited. Just like a 9 to 5 limited me. And after I got up to the career ladder, they would have cut me off. They would eventually cut me off because the owner and the owner's friend and their buddies that are in the corporate CEOs and CFOs, all those people, they'd have said, nah, bro, we don't know you. You ain't taking, no. We're going to stop you right there at the regional manager in the corporate office. That's it. You're not going no higher. They would have stopped me. They would have blocked it. And my finances would have been limited. I'd have been capped out. I'd have been at a dead end job. That's what's going to happen. That's what happens to these 9 to 5s. When you go up the career ladder, you get to a point to where you at the top and they cut you off. You at a dead end now. Let's say you're not living paycheck to paycheck. To me, my motto is, Dave Ramsey said, if you living on one income, you living paycheck to paycheck. Especially if that one, and don't quote me, what do you mean one income? What if I'm making $500,000 a year? Is that still living paycheck to paycheck? Yes, it is, because you're waiting for the next paycheck to come. So my point is that if you don't unlimit your funds, and you don't get out there and control your wealth, that's paycheck to paycheck. So, well, are you living paycheck to paycheck? No. I got contracts. I got money coming in left and right. I got three incomes coming in. YouTube monetization, which is, I'm going to bless somebody with my first monetization, and then I'm going to give people 20% of my monetization check each month, right? Then I got affiliate links that's just killing it. I'm making money off that. And then I got my it's not a home base, it's a home service business that's going to always bring me in revenue. So I'm not living paycheck to paycheck, you know? Well, what if I had what if I was working a 9 to 5 and I had a side hustle and I'm making money? Then you're not living paycheck to paycheck because you got two revenues coming in. You got a stream coming in that you can take it to the next level more than your 9 to 5. That's my motto. You might be saying, oh, I make $300,000 a year. I'm not living check to check because I'm making $300,000 a year. Well, eventually that money, that $300,000 is going to run out and you're going to want that next $300,000 check. You're going to check to check. You might say, oh, you're wrong, this and this. Okay, you might think that, but I'm just telling you how I feel, in my opinion, on it. Nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. If I'd still be at my 9 to 5 right now as well, I would have, like I said, went up the career ladder, but I would have also, something would have told me in the back of my head, like, man, I'm capped out. This is where I'm at the top of the career ladder. I'm capped out. They cut me off. I can't grow no higher. I would start putting my money into stocks, bonds, and try to build off of it, like what I did when I left. That's what I would try to do. I would say, man, I got to make a different move. I'm capped out. I've been at my job for 30 years and I'm still working here. Some people work at their job, and this is what gets me. They need to tell you the truth when you work a 9 to 5. They need to tell you the truth. Don't lie to people. Tell them the truth. Say, hey, when you get here, it's a dead end. You're going to cap out, or say, this is what you can do. Not in a bad way, but say, hey, after you capped out, go to this job or go to that position. I'm going to help you go up the career ladder to where you won't keep making money until you figure out something else. Tell the truth, guys, on these 9 to 5s. When I hire for my business, I tell the truth. I say, hey, man, we're a landscaping company. We're seasonal. You might not be, just get you a part-time job, but I'll make it sure to where you're going to make good money. I'm going to give you bonuses at the end of the year. And I got seasonal my butt. We're still humping. We're still going hard in the paint. And we got 60 more days until spring? Maybe less than that. 50 more days until spring, 49. So we're still going. We're getting new contracts. We're getting new property cleanups, property maintenances. So we still going, technically speaking. So I got a guy that's still full time with us. But my point is, that's what I would have did if I would have worked a 9 to 5. I would eventually figured out I cannot just keep my money sitting here because I'm going to spend it all and blow it all and I'm going to do stupid stuff. So I'm going to just start putting my money in stocks, ETFs. That's what I do now. Open up an IRA outside, a Roth IRA outside my 9 to 5 and grow that as well. So when I decide to leave and say, man, forget 9 to 5s, I'll at least have that growing. I'll at least have that revenue growing, and then I can start something else, a business. I know this is kind of weird when you're listening to me on this, but just understand that what I'm going through, my experience to you, if I would have stayed at a 9 to 5, I would have went up the career ladder, and then I would have lost a lot of stuff. I would have still had I would have had a bigger house, bigger mortgage. I'd have had a bigger car note. Me and my wife would have had a bigger car note. I'd have had a bigger boat note, bigger boat. But since I'm a business owner, everything's paid off. I'm happy. I'm investing in my money in the people. I'm investing everywhere I see, and I'm doing a lot better. I'm happy. I just want to let you know, guys, do not let nobody destroy your happiness. Thank you and God bless.